Okay, welcome back. Continuing where we left off last time in Factorio Space Age, and hopefully everything going according to some vague internal plan of mine. This will be the last one. Of at least of this run, because I think we're going to finish up the Promethean science on this one. And if we do that, then... Well, we do that and get the railguns working. We should be able to fly out to the edge of the solar system. Bob Fizzle has science on it, so let's get you coming back to Aquilo. Or not to Aquilo, back to Novus. Where you can drop off that science, and that should be enough to finish up this tech here. As you saw in the last one, we don't have quite enough cryogenic, or we had to rewind a bit. We don't have quite enough cryogenic to finish off the Promethean science. I did remember to tell this thing to request carbon fiber during the break, so we are getting our rail cannons being built here. So we've got 3 of the 8 or so that we want. I suppose what I could do is... Well, I'll just save before I start the recording. So let's go ahead. We're going to, once again, we're going to do a proverbial field test on this. Which is, we're going to try to fly out to pick up the rail cannons. We've got a little bit of shortage of rail cannon ammo. We also have no rail cannons on the front yet. We didn't change the target priorities on the middle ones here, so we should hopefully be a little bit more rocket efficient. So we should not burn through all our rockets and then have a problem where we can't fire the main defensive weapon of the platform. Because you're not getting coal. You're not getting coal because you're not getting sulfur. You're not getting sulfur because you're not getting sulfur. Okay. Drop that priority on. You're not getting sulfur because we're not getting carbonic acid or asteroids over there. Why are we not getting carbonic asteroids over there? Because we're not, for whatever reason. Huh. Okay, we'll take the priority, bias priority off of here so you can get some more going. Honestly, it also looks like we're just not getting enough asteroids, which is a different problem. Well, how big are the laser turrets? Maybe we can see squeeze some laser turrets in. Yeah, this design has some space for some laser turrets in the middle here. They mainly help with the medium ones. So we're en route to Aquilo. Ship appears to be holding. Because we're not spamming off the rockets quite so fast. Once again, because I did that adjustment, we are now getting some carbon coming in. We're getting some sulfur coming in, so we're getting explosives moving again, and I just realized we've got a bit screwed up. Since I've got the metal on both sides, I gotta be careful which way I do it. Yeah. Oh, actually, because I have the metal and the explosives on the same side. Okay. I gotta be careful which side I put it on. Do it that way. Okay, so that works. We got rockets coming again. Ah, well, that's why we ran out of rockets and why the whole thing exploded last time. United among you in the last episode probably were like, your ship's going to not have rockets after a while, and you would be very right. So one thing we're going to run into with Aquila with launching the railgun cannons is that this is going to basically do two launches in a row, and then it's going to be a big wait. So my plan right now is we're going to accept 2 launches, and then we're going to fly back to Novice. Well, fly back to safer skies. Maybe let's think about that. And then once that's the case, then we can go... every time the launcher is ready for 2 more launches, we can go back to pick more up. First of 7 should have arrived, yes. Maybe set the target priority to the right type so that it doesn't anti-material rifle everything. Okay, first one's up. Second one should be up soon. Yeah, they got a pretty low arc of fire, narrow arc of fire. Okay, second one's up. And yeah, just... Okay, that works. The Hibiscus is taking some damage. Okay, that's interesting. Let's get you back to Vulcan. Not Vulcan. Quello, or not Quello, Fulgur. Closest one. Habadakis. Habadakis, why are you taking damage? Because you're out of ammo. Why are you out of ammo? There's your ammo going in. Don't see what screwed up to make you have no ammo. Maybe other than just you being slow. Okay. Yeah, or maybe too fast. Maybe it's moving too much, so we're actually running the ammo supply. To be fair, this is flying around the end system, so it's pretty safe. Even if it's out of ammo, it's pretty safe. Comparison to this thing, whereas we showed off earlier, if you don't have the rockets to deal with your medium asteroids, or worse, the big ones, well, the large ones that you need the anti-material rifles for, those are just going to slide cleanly through the entire ship. Well, that's an interesting quandary I'm thinking of right now. Not productivity. What do we need for asteroid productivity? Asteroid crushing, advanced asteroid crashing. So it doesn't help with the filtering, but it helps with everything else. That would be agricultural science. Okay, let's queue one of those up afterwards. Promethean back then. There we go. Science goes to the moon for whatever reason. I think that's because we just received that type, yeah. And it's filtering through. Bigger asteroid productivity probably isn't all that bad. It would help us a little bit with making sure we got enough ammo. And you know, I just sent you back to Bulgara. I actually want you to turn around and go back to Aquello. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Because the weakness on this ship for sitting out at Aquello is it doesn't have any rocket launchers anywhere else except for the front. So for long periods of sitting, it really isn't safe to sit at Aquello. On the other hand, it's as long as the rockets aren't running out, reasonably safe to fly. Yep, so the plan is we've got the last of the science we need. We just need to get the ship built, which means we need to get the rail cannons on the front. Which are building on Aquello. We have 12 built, so it really just comes down to can we safely set long enough in Aquello's orbit to get them dropped? Or can we keep moving enough to that not be an issue? Okay, we're starting to have rocketry issues. Suppose worst case scenario. I don't think I fixed it quick enough. The worst case scenario is I can order the rail cannons to no longer be picky. Or be at least less picky. Okay, we took damage, but we didn't take a lot of damage. I think we let Aquello get us another launch up. That's not what I want launched. That's what we're getting. Okay. So I'm back to well, partially, what I've done is I set them that they can also fire at the big ones. Because, well, in the area where we are, the use fire at the big ones because we're only gonna have huge ones here. Okay. Do I think I can safely sit in orbit? Maybe. Let's see. As long as I keep vaguely going this direction, we'll be fine. Oh, that one's going the wrong vector. How quickly? I'm gonna be ready. Probably not quickly enough. Well, no, we'll just sit until we get it there. Stopped at Quillo. We got enough explosives coming in, I think. Get the rockets. Well, the rockets are basically rearmed again, which is good to see. Can we get the next Quill launch to go? Yes. And then let's see if this thing can get back to repair over Novice. To be fair, I can get all 4 of the railguns to help out for the return trip. Oh, that's not good. Quillo, is that launch coming? Okay, we're leaving as soon as it's here. Just had another collision. We're about to have another one. Oh, we're taking a lot of damage. Yeah, we're gonna have to go sit over one of our planets for a bit. Hopefully make it there. So I suppose let's go ahead and don't want to have to remake the whole design again. Okay. There we go. You know what? Don't even go to Novice. Go to Gleba for a bit. You're almost there, and we can bring the junk that we need to fix, like, the critical components to Gleba. That's not good. Where am I? I'm on Gleba. That's definitely not good. Wrong place. That makes sense. Love how it had enough stuff roughly on Gleba that the Gleban robots are just like, yeah, the base is on fire, but we're gonna fix it anyway. Like, okay. Only you could put some ammo in those turrets, huh? Okay, everything is okay. Could be better. Could be very much better. Are we just taking it faster than that tracks? Are we just waiting for the trees grow, basically? Yeah. Yeah, you can see the ability of the base to do basic things. Okay, I think that's... Okay, we've grabbed that, so let's fly you over to Gleba. Where are we taking damage? The Hibiscus, okay. The Haberdascus. Haberdascus can do what it wants to do at this point. Right, I could probably just park the Haberdascus over a safe planet and just call it good. It shipped what it needs to ship. If we ship up the space platform, then I think we've got everything else on board. The ship needs to fix itself. Or at least fix itself enough that it can fly to Novice. safely. And then hopefully when it goes out to Aquello, Aquello will be safe enough it can load up. Bob Fizzle, okay. Toss that overboard. So that it... actually, go ahead and toss that overboard as well. That's probably not enough for it to launch properly, but... Oh, and we have no iron storage. So we're not making iron quickly enough for the consumption that we're using. Which makes sense because we didn't upsize... we didn't upsize this. Actually, just take that filter off. Actually, no. Put that one on. And right. Take this one off. So half of it bypasses to get grabbed by those to get reprocessed into something else. Okay, so on Gleba, we've got the stuff we want to ship up to the platform, at least to get it saleable again. Well, Fizzle is basically there. We don't actually need to pick up that anymore, so we're just there to drop stuff off, I suppose. I suppose we could also grab some of the rail cannons while we're here. Grab 2 rail cannons. Mainly about the Bob Fizzle in bring in blue circuits. We, in theory, just dropped 300 blue circuits on Aquillo. That's assuming the Bob Fizzle had any, and it looks like the answer is no. Okay, so drop that for the moment, because we need blue circuits, which we gotta go to Factorio for. I suppose technically don't need that portion. Clear that out. Or that portion. Or that portion. Okay. Yeah, I think the ship is safe enough to fly to Novice. Ammo's looking good. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna... As tempting as it maybe is to do railgun, because we've basically given up on trying to do agricultural after the whole revolt of the lab. Where's explosives? That's flammable, it's not explosives. Here's the physical, which, well, X cannons. Is there an explosives one that I'm missing? I think about what we can do to buff the rocket. Well, actually, the rocket isn't really the issue, right? It's doing plenty of damage. It's just... how to describe it. Oh, and there's the strong explosives. And that's agricultural. Okay, never mind. So that would be probably shooting damage, and we'll tag shooting damage in for after the mining if it goes that long. Okay, the Haberdascus is having issues. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add a is passenger present at Novice just so it stops flying for a bit. Gives itself some time to rearm. Because it's obviously out of ammo, is what's happened. Okay, Bob Fizzle. Taking receipt of a lot of stuff that he can then take out and drop off. Out at Akulo. Most important here is received 300 processing units. I think we have enough Millennium Plate if we're not driving off the last 300 or so, so... You know, we're gonna fly as is. Double check to make sure it's got a decent number of rockets up front. It does. So, go... Aquila. I'm waiting for this one. Well, actually, this one's arguably caught up with the rockets at this point, so it can probably make a run to Aquilo. If it thinks it's ready. That's Haberdascus taking more damage as it's flying back to Novice. At least Novice, we've told it to basically stop. So we can have some time to gain some ammo. It had been flying stably for quite a while, and I'm not exactly sure what changed to make it not stable. Now, one of the things that might have changed is we did have it, operating a whole lot more. And maybe just the pace of trying to support the Glebin stuff roasted it. Roasted its ammo reserves. Proverbial, it has a large stockpile, but it's not actually stable flying or something. So we were just slowly burning the stockpile down or something. Yeah, we want this to get to Quillo. We want Quillo to have some time to prep that launch. For launch or two. And then we'll send Sassafras over. Hopefully to pick up the 2 anti-material rifles. Or anti-material, well, it's anti-material, the 4 railguns. And then we'll take a check on the state of the ammo. Probably do a save, and then make a run for the Solar System Edge. Solar System Edge is 100,000 kilometers, so it's 3 1/3 times farther than the Fulgura Quillo run. Okay, let's also have you do the run over to Fulgura. And we're going to set these guys up a little bit more. Of the efficiency modules, I think. Or speed modules, so we can run a little faster. Well, that apparently the problem I actually have is actually iron. We don't have enough iron bouncing around. To such a degree that this isn't running because we have no iron. And yeah, okay, so we just have no iron. When not flying, we don't make enough asteroids. When... I suppose we've got a problem here of... Don't retain anything. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna change how this works. So now it only throws overboard if the sushi belt is full. There we go. Let's see if that works a little bit better at making sure that we have a reliable source of iron. And we did double the stuff, so we can go ahead and make that up. See how that works out. That's going to require a shipment of speed modules up, and that shouldn't be a problem. From Aquilo, or from Flagra. Then, why are you so slow? Apparently we don't have enough to operate both the power plant and the engines? It's just the engines that we're having issues with. I think it's just the engines we're having issues with. Now we have water, so we're having a carbon problem. There's the carbon. Oh, I kind of see what the problem is. So this one's self-throttling. If too much carbon goes, if we're shooting too much stuff and the rockets start depleting, no carbon goes to the engines, and the engines sort of self-stall. Which is, I suppose, good and bad. It's not a problem this ship has, but then this ship has other problems, as you probably have seen. Okay, it's pretty much full. Let's go ahead and we'll take the run out to Aquilo. Okay, that's not right. out and around, and somewhere in there it gets on the wrong side. Or got on the wrong side. Oh, there's where it is on the wrong side. Okay, again, that's minimizing stuff that gets chucked overboard that doesn't need to be overboard. Stopped at Aquilo. Got first of the rail cans coming up. Amadascus, why are you even flying? Like, I don't want to delete this. Like, I thought I'd put an order in for you to stay somewhere. You know, let's add a specialty novice here with, all requests satisfied. And the second condition. Decider greater than 2, which should never happen. Go straight there, please, so you stop getting the collisions. Okay, got three of these railguns I want to put on front. We lost inserter, which is fine. It's something I can replace from a love tap of a rock on the side. Okay, there goes the second one up. We've got a total of 4 if we can. Amadascus. Multiple guns are out of ammo. Yes, that's why I'm telling you to stay put. Yes, all requests satisfied. Cool. Circuit. Circuit's not satisfied. Yeah, good. Don't leave. In fact, you're here now. We can just pause thrust. Stay there. Stay there until you have some ammo properly set up. Swap the guns the way they're supposed to be, so we're not wasting railgun rounds on things that really the rocket should be handling. Okay, the rocks are mostly leaving us alone as we're sitting here stationary. Ammo's mostly prepped, ammo's mostly prepped, ammo's mostly prepped. The whole thing's working a little bit better now that it's the sushi belts are working better. Still got a iron shortage. Everything else is adequately buffered, I think. I suppose, given the circumstances, let's actually reverse the polarity on you. And, yeah, put the ammo back on the ship. As if asked, one of the grabbers has been got? Of course. Oh, those are gonna collide. We receiving a rail cannon yet? No. I think we're going to receive the last rail cannon. We're going to go fly back to Novice to do a little bit of repair and specifically to take on maintenance material. So that when we're flying, any of the anything that doesn't basically hit the front, like this stuff, can get repaired. You're out of blue again? Drop that. Crash that, please. So that gets shipped to the launch pad that needs it more desperately. Not Aquila, Aquila. Alright, as soon as you take that rail cannon, please ship out. Got enough forward guns that should be safe, but some of the side guns are starting to have a bit of a bad day sitting out here. Okay, well, looking at the time, I think I'm going to go ahead, once we get this back to Novice, we're going to go ahead and take a part break. And then I think the last part will be an attempt to actually get to the system edge. But I'll save before that, so if stuff goes wrong, then the ship is much more in a recoverable state. You having a literal problem with the ice making? No. It's running, it's just not running well enough. Yeah, so what's ended up happening here is we don't have enough water to run the fission power plant. So we don't have enough power to make the ice to turn into steam to run the fission power plant. Yeah. Buffalo's having struggles. At least the more it struggles, the slower it goes. The slower it goes, the more time it has before things collide to its face. Do you have any, No, you don't have any blue inserters on hand. I was about to say, we could try to speed that one up by, getting some more of the ice in the system, but it's not really an option in this situation. At least we're stopped at Aquila, which means for at least a short while we're safe. For various definitions of safe. Like, we can't sit here long, but we can get enough water to get the boiler reasonably filled so the power plant can come online, then we might be able to make a dash for safer territory. It's a trying. Now, if we have big ones coming from the side, I think we need to try to drive home. Oh, that's not good. I think the above vessel might be having... Oh, we got a little bit of thrust. Slow the production down a bit. speed-wise to save power. More power means more, well, less water usage in the fission plant for one. Okay, other than nostalgia, I don't necessarily need to use the Bob Fizzle right now, so we're not going to worry too much about the Bob Fizzle. I think the Bob Fizzle is, now that I've restored enough energy efficiency to get it roughly working, it's actually loading the frontal guns, which means I think it's vaguely safe. Or at least the return to full growth. Hopefully. So what do we have? I got the two efficiency module 2s. Okay. Save a little bit of power that way. Yeah, we're gonna hope that this makes it back. This is roughly where I'm gonna go ahead and put a part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will probably be one more part up tomorrow. I suspect the part up tomorrow will be the last part, one way or the other. If you're watching on Twitch, I hope you've been enjoying. We're gonna continue, but I'm gonna take a short break here because I need to go do things for a short moment. So we'll get back to this in a short bit. Until the next bit, I wish you all the best of luck and good time. Catch you all in the next one. And before I log off, let's do one last save so we don't totally regret stuff going wrong. So catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.